Cayennes.
Yeah.
Why? Why off-road? Why now? Just to be different from the safari folks, or have you all of a sudden decided that you prefer being in nature?
Oh, I've always been into nature.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up in New Hampshire. I lived in Washington. I love snowboarding, hiking.
Joey's a nudist.
I'm a nudist. Keep dreaming with that mustache.
Well played. Nice beard, by the way, for people who are not watching.
No, it was honestly of course, I needed a versatile car. I had a bunch of, at one time I had 3 very impractical cars.
I had
Project Nasty, I had the M3, and I had a 66.5 Ford 250.
Yeah.
Thing was rad. I loved it, but couldn't take it really on the freeway because it was a 3-speed.
Yeah.
So I was real frustrated with that. And then I was thinking about being able to tow to the racetrack and all that stuff. So with Dieselgate and Volkswagen, the diesels just tanked, and I got a used diesel Cayenne for less than half of what its sticker price was. So I got that, and then I was like, well, I know how capable they are.
Yeah.
Porsche doesn't build something for the sake of building it, so as you probably remember, when the first gen came out, people were taking them to the track and they would do well. And then off-road, they do really well. They built the Trans-Siberias and all that.
Didn't the first gen had more off-road shit on it than the second? And didn't they gradually remove some of the off-roady stuff for weight reasons?
I don't know officially, but seeing the cars, the skid plates weren't really skid plates, and they have the air suspension, which, is problematic, but for ground clearance purposes and that's great, because I didn't have that at first. I have coil on this, but they had a locking differential, whereas these new ones don't. They have an E-diff, so it does lock, so it gets a certain amount of spin and then locks. So I've not gotten stuck until recently in anything. I've done some really impressive stuff, and my brother, because there's people kind of go really though, is this a gimmick? And my brother has that beautiful built Tacoma, and my sister with a Rubicon, and I can follow them around and do anything that they do. Just my brother can do some of it faster, because he's long travel, nasty stuff. But so it's really capable, and it's my escape vehicle. It's so I can go play with them and go to the mountains and have some fun. And it's real. First we focused on protection, to make sure we weren't going to break something and be stranded, and recovery in case I got stuck. And then slowly, because nothing's available, nobody does this, so we had to make everything. So eventually it got. That's the number 3 car right there. That went up to Lake Tahoe. That's that's so much nicer than mine. We pulled out.
What's the difference between 1 and 3?
That one.
One is the white one.
One is the white one, that's mine, and then two is a dark gray one with the matching dark gray wheels. Yeah, and then number 3 is chalk with white wheels again. But the number 3 car has, it has the full rock sliders and underbody armor. It has a winch tucked under the front bumper. It's got a compressor on board in the rear and goose gear, drawers in the rear of it. We'll do a rear seat delete once it's ready, because of course they didn't make anything for the Cayennes, but they were interested. We integrated the roof rack into the roof structure, which mine will have, but
into the roof structure. What does that mean?
The actual, it's not just plain old sheet metal. There's support beams up there, and there's the the side stuff that's really reinforced for rollover protection.
Oh, okay.
So we tied into that on the number 2 and number 3. Mine doesn't have that.
Yours is just in the ski rack mounts or something like that?
Well, they don't have any. Either they have the hoops or you don't have anything.
So really? They don't have rails on those?
They have a hoop rail. So if it came from the factory that way, you got it. But they wouldn't even allow dealers to install them after the fact, because you have to pull the headliner.
Oh.
It's a bit of work. It's honestly 12 to 16 hours of work to pull the headliner,
to put a fucking rack on one of those,
to build the mounts in it, and then we run the wiring in the roof for the roof lights. Yep. It's nice. It's great. We have a little bit of fun occasionally. That's me putting the skid plates on by myself.
Wow, I didn't know.
It looks like Joey's gonna, as soon as it looks in this picture, from his Instagram, which is emotion_engineering. It looks like Joey's gonna put this skid plate on with his feet and then light his own fart on fire.
Yeah. Who's to say I didn't? We have a little bit of fun. I think that we try to have fun and show a little bit of it, because it's, you see cars, parts.
Totally.
It's like we try to add a little personality to it.
Yeah. Is I mean, I guess if you've done 3 of these in a fairly short period of time, like someone's lining up, right?
Yeah, actually, we don't have number 4 lined up right now. I took a breather, and I finished number 3 and left the same day he did. He came down and got it, and then like an hour later, I took off and was gone for 2 weeks. Nice. So it's been just kind of. Did
you go take yours? This is where you went?
Dude, they did some shit.
So where'd you go?
I went up to Washington for Christmas and then drove down. Like I took the long road up there and the long road down to Moab, Utah.
Nice.
And we did like 4 days out there. It was supposed to be a little bit longer, but we just adjusted to weather. As you can see, it snowed pretty hard.
Yeah.
That was after some snow melt, but it was minus 14 at night. So
we didn't camping?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, car camping. So froze.
So what
everything.
do you do when it's minus 4? Are you just sleeping with the engine running and the heater on?
No, we were prepared. With proper 0-degree bags and stuff.
Wow. Still minus 14 is cold.
Plus they're in Moab, which is like they've slick rock, and now it's covered in snow, so it's like slicker rock. It just seemed when I saw these photos, I was like, this looks really sketch and intense.
I put it in a ditch twice, just from the mud clay. Just horsing around a little bit and then going, I don't have any grip, and put it in a ditch and just kept driving out of it. So like I don't have to worry too much because of the skid plates. Like it's a flat bottom. Right. It's an aluminum flat bottom with steel structure, so we're good. But I did get stuck. I did get stuck in the snow trying to climb into where he showed pictures of when you guys were there, but Hogsback in the snow with.
When that dirt gets wet and it turns into that clay, it is one of the sketchiest substances, either to drive on, or even if you get out of the car and you go, and your feet go like a foot into the clay. I took a rental car off road, a rented Expedition. I've told the story a million times. On a normal sunny day in the December in the Utah desert, Cottonwood Canyon Road between Page, Arizona, and Bryce Canyon. Halfway, this is pre-GPS, pre-everything. Halfway, starts raining. Whole road turns to clay, stuck, fucking almost went off a cliff. Super, super sketch.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And only snow and ice, which happened later and actually froze the clay, we were able to drive it out, amazingly enough. But what? So you just winch yourself out? Oh, you got little rampy guys.
Yeah, so we have all the max tracks. There was, I had 2, my brother had 2, and my sister had 4. So we used all of them.
You made a little orange road.
And a Mexican blanket. That's actually a secret that my sister taught us. Yeah, that a lot of people do use because they do make a lot of grip. If you have a slick rock, you throw it down.
Shit.
Yeah, so it's somewhere. Actually, I think this is before I made it. So that actually got a blanket somewhere in there. But yeah, we had to stack rocks because there's a hole right there that I kept getting hooked in and shovel a bunch of soil onto
And I
the
looked
snow.
up this road, Matt. It's called Hogsback, and it looks a ton like the hill we did in All Cars, like shape-wise.
Yeah.
So just imagine that covered in snow.
Yeah,
it's 0 degrees.
Yeah, and that was where I got stuck. But there was hairier parts where it was literally you were gonna fall 1,000 feet, and I was having 4-wheel lockup, descending.
Yeah,
because ABS doesn't work if all 4 are stopped. It was pretty scary. It was more than scary, actually. Like my brother radioed to my sister and was like, "Hey, Danielle, why don't you stop at that hairpin in case Joey can't stop so he can hit you?" Yeah, and that was a very real solution. She waited, and I made it, and then we kept going. But but it made it very rewarding. We were the only ones out there. We were the first tracks on these trails. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy, man. I don't know about that. I don't know if I need that shit in my life.
It's not for the faint of
heart.
I
would go with someone who knows what they're doing. I wouldn't set out and be like, I got this. We got traction control. Yeah.
No,
I like going out and seeing the world that you can't see from the road. I like that part of it very much, but I don't need to show the kind of this crazy shit that the car can get over.
We go hard.
Just take me to where the good view is. I'm happy.
We had the good views, no light pollution. I mean, it was worth it, and we were comfortable. Like I've done it enough, and they've done it so much more than I have. So, we were comfortable.
I really like. So, are there a lot of cheap diesel Cayennes around now?
Wow.
They are. You can buy like a 2015 with 50,000 miles, and it's 35 or lower.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And I get 550 miles to a tank.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, my dad had a Q7 diesel, and it was absolutely amazing.
It was the same motor, same car.
We took it. We used to use it when we would go to the East Coast and we'd film at Monticello Motor Club. We'd use it as a fucking camera car on the track and mob it. It was good.
Yeah,
Zach would mob it on the track.
Like I tell you, they do really well on track. And actually now I have full suspension in that. And it's nice that it's back to handling really well with the off-road tires, the 2-inch lift, all the weight.
What tires do you like to use?
The Falcon Wild Peak AT3W. I like it because it's great in the snow because I want to go to Mammoth, and it's quiet on the road.
I think that's what's on the van.
Really?
I think that's what 1552 put on my Delica. I think that's what I have it downstairs.
It's smart. I tell everybody just because of the fact that it's quiet and it's lightweight.
I have the BFG KO2s on my Safari.
Those are noisy.
They are fucking loud.
Yeah.
That's how you announce you're awesome, man.
They look super cool, but they're really loud.
They're the mustache of the car.
Would you say the Falcons are as good or better off-road without the noise?
I've not been able to compare.
Okay.
But my brother would be better to answer that because he's so big in the off-road. Like so the whole Emotion Overland, because he and I work together now. And he does a little bit of these builds on the side, and he knows a lot more about which tire is good for what and everything. But he's on board with the Falcons. He put them on his truck. We put them on my sister's because of the snow and because of the road noise. And off-road, they're just fine. Like they're really, really
good in sand, good in snow, good in dirt, good on tarmac?
It's kind of like because it's a dual, all these are, to be honest, it's just like when people build a track car. Yeah. Cool, it's a track car, we know, but you're also doing more than 50% on the road.
Yeah.
So really building dual purpose is important. So that's where we come in, like he's driving his on the road, I drive mine, obviously through Newport. It needs to be quiet.
Yeah.
It needs to be, ready to go off-road, but not, you do a majority on the road. So
it's really nice because you can get one of these for like 35 grand, and then you obviously going to put parts into it, which will cost money. But when a new Jeep Wrangler with like a Rubicon or something is 50 to 60 G's, I mean, this is a different solution. And
every time I see the price of fucking Wrangler,
I know they retain their value well, and they're really good at what they need to do, but they are really expensive. So it's cool that there's a different option that, it's a different experience. It's a more luxurious experience, and it's definitely nicer to drive on the highway.
Yeah, that's cool. What everybody says off-road. They see me and they're like, you look comfortable. And I'm like, damn, I got the air-conditioned seats on.